best friends, welcome back to my channel. So Hairinbeauty did send me this wig to review. This is not my first time working with this company. So they sent me a wig, some lashes, and a wig cap. And so this is what the packaging looks like, and this is what you should get in your wig if you do decide to order from this company. Okay, so they do have the specs of the wigs on the actual wig bag. So this is a 4x4 and a 12-inch highlighted wig, and this is the color of the wig. So it does come pre-highlighted. So if you wanted to stop here and not do the extraness that I did in customizing this wig, you can. I just felt like this color didn't suit my skin tone too well, so I needed to, you know, put some super low lights in there. So it does come with 4 combs and adjustable straps. Again, this is a 4x4 closure wig, and the hairline was semi pre-plucked. It wasn't too. I did go in and plucked. I don't know if I showed that during the installation or me customizing it. But this is the wig straight out the package. As you can see, it's a brown with chunky highlights, light blondish chunky highlights in it. So like I said, I felt like this wasn't going to suit my skin tone, so I did go in and put in some dark roots onto this wig. So for the dark roots, I did use box dye, Revlon. This is some cheap box dye. I used a medium brown and a light ash brown, and I mixed the light ash brown with the medium brown because I noticed when I used just medium brown straight that it gets a little bit too dark. So in order to combat that, I use a little bit of the light ash brown, equal parts. So I use a quarter of each bottle, and then I use equal parts of the developer that comes into the container, into the box dye, and I mix both of those together to get the consistency and the color that I needed. So after I have all of that mixed up, I'm just gonna go ahead and part the closure out, and I'm going to go ahead and add the roots to the wig. Now, it's up to you to decide how long you want your roots. I didn't want my roots too long because I didn't want to take away from the actual color. So I just put like maybe an inch and a half of roots throughout the closure. And that just gave me enough, you know, depth and like wearable space for me to wear this wig. So when you're doing this, you definitely want to be careful because you do not want to get hair color onto your lace. So you can protect it with Got To Be Free spray. You can spray it on a couple of times and let it dry, or you can use petroleum jelly, aka Vaseline. There's numerous different ways that you can protect your lace. If you do get some on your lace and you don't have that, you can use a permanent color remover. That'll also work, and you'll just put a little bit on your lace where the spots are, and that'll also lift up the you know, the stains that's on your lace. So this is what my closure looks like, and so I want to be careful when I'm combing this out because now I'm gonna go in with some bleach and brighten up some of those highlights because they were very subtle, and I wanted some of them to be a little bit brighter. All right, so especially the ones that's in the face framing highlights, I definitely wanted those to be lighter. So I did go in with 30 volume developer and quick blue, and I'm just going to section out some of the pieces on the crown of the head, only the crown, because I'm not going to go through the entire wig and highlight it. I'm only going to do the crown. And so I'm going to put some bleach on certain pieces throughout the crown of the head. And I'm going to keep saying crown because I'm not going throughout the entire wig adjusting the color. So you're going to see me do that now. And I'm just going to heavily saturate this. If I used foil, the front pieces would have got even lighter. But I didn't use foil because I didn't want them to get too light. So I'm just going to let them process without foil, and that's going to do a good job on its own. So after I added the bleach around the crown, I'm going to take the same box color that I used on the roots, because I did have some left over, and I wanted a little bit more dimension, so I took some pieces around the crown and I added some hair color to the around the crown, just like I did with the bleach. And so you want to do that in areas as well, and it's just going to give your hair a little like dimension to your wig instead of it looking flat. And I appreciated this after everything was done and after I had it on, because if I just wore the wig straight out of the pack, it would have looked flat on me. And so, you know, me adding this darker color and brightening up some of the pieces on the hair actually made a huge subtle difference in wearing this wig. So this is what it looks like. You can see the highlights, the roots, and the extra pieces that I put the root color onto the actual wig. And so because the knots was brown, like a dark brown, I did go in and put bleach on them, and I did let it sit. And this is what the wig looks like after I washed it and flat ironed it. So you can see the different dimensions that I did put in the wig, and it looks totally different from it being out of the pack. All right, so let's install this bad girl. So to start, I did do my ball cap method, and I'm going to take my Ruby Kisses in the shade 16 and put the makeup all over my stocking cap. This just helps me blend in the lace and everything better. I did go and wear multiple wigs this day, so that's the reason why I did my entire hairline, because I did do a frontal after I did this install. So yeah, I interchanged wigs. So this is going to be a glueless wig method, and so you can really see the dimension here. This is a huge difference, and I just loved it. You guys actually loved it too when I showed you guys on my social media. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her on and just adjust her to my head. This cap was a bit snug. I am a size 22.5. So if you are larger than a 22.5, I wouldn't suggest this particular cap for you. You might want to try something a little bigger, or see if they make bigger caps for you guys. Alright, so let's cut some lace. So I am going to move back the hairs that I cut for baby hairs. I'm going to clip those out of the way because I am going to cut the lace. So I am going to cut the seams off of the closure. This just helps it lay down flatter. And I'll do this to all the closures that I wear. It just, like I said, it just makes the lace lay down super smooth and flat. And I'm going to take my zigzag scissors and just cut off the excess of lace. It's just easy to have a jagged hairline doing it this way. I don't mind cutting into the actual hair on the lace. It just makes it look a little bit more natural for me. You don't have to do the same thing that I do, but this works for myself, okay? So once I have the lace cut, I'm going to remove the clips, and then I am going to lay my baby hairs down with spritz. I love using spritz. It doesn't leave my hair sticky. It'll leave my baby hair hard, and then I'll have to comb them out once I'm ready to have them looking fluffy. And basically that's the install, y'all. Like, it was super easy. When you buy wigs, I know a lot of you guys want wigs that are ready to wear straight out the pack, but there's always going to be something that you will have to do to these wigs to make them your own. This was a beautiful wig straight out the pack, but I knew for my own self that I would have to make this wig work for me and my skin tone, and I knew that if I would have just left that brown color on my natural skin tone, it would look ashy on me. And so to combat the ashiness, I added a darker root, and I lifted some of the highlighted pieces a little bit higher, and I added some dark areas into this wig just to make everything pop. And I enjoyed this wig, and again, it's a glueless wig, so you can't go wrong. Let me know down in the comment section, would you wear this highlighted bob? Because she's bomb, okay? Oh, and when I wash her, make sure you use silicone mix just to keep the healthiness up on this wig. And thank you, Hairinbeauty, for sending me this wig to review for my audience. And if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. I'll be back